Top Tier Talks with Tim BC. The Alaskan passion in this bitch. Wow, how you guys doing? It's SBB day 2 or day 3. SBB day 3, stop being a biscuit. And on SBB day 3, we're gonna call out some biscuit behavior, dude. Cause look, I woke up this morning. I was like, okay, I gotta crank out my YouTube videos, but like I gotta like get ready. So I took a shower and I was like, okay, let me watch, do what I normally do. Watch YouTube, catch up on my content while I'm in the shower or whatever. It's kind of part of my thing. So I'm watching Poetic Flakko, and he has a video about Omar getting Jr. and his beef with Vladtv. Now, anybody who's familiar with Vladtv, like Vladtv is known for having like a lot of reoccurring interviewees, and he brings a lot of people who are like from like classic like movies, shows, times in music, whatever, etc. Right? So Omar Gooding Jr. did an interview with Vlad. It went very well. They did a documentary style interview where he talks about his whole entire life and this and that. And then they get into a discussion on doing another interview. And I guess Omar doesn't want to do it, and part of the reason why he doesn't want to do it is because Vlad asks Omar to dress up as Pinky, his character from Baby Boy. And I guess Omar took offense to it. And from Vlad's standpoint, Vlad had Faison Love do it, and it went really well. So he thought it'd be a good idea to, just pitch it to Omar. It wasn't really a big deal. Some context that's left out of the Omar clip that I'm going to be showing is that Vlad also asked around Halloween. The interview was going to drop around Halloween time if they had to do it. So it would have been, a fun little Halloween event. Not as much of a humiliation ritual as Omar Gooding tried to make it.
And I respect that. But I think my problem with Vlad was that me not knowing him, and this is what's crazy about it. They said, the Vays were my people said, Vlad wants to do an interview on Vladtv. And I'm like, what does that mean? I don't even know. This was the first podcast interview that I did that kind of launched, I didn't get paid for that shit. They just said, you should do it. He's really big and you should do it. And I was like, no. And then someone else told me, yo, I heard you turned down the Vlad thing. Like, what's wrong with you? Vlad is crazy. He's good. He's this and that. I was like, really? All right, fuck it. And I sat down with them and we had a open conversation. He didn't ask me nothing inappropriate. I spoke from the heart. That was that. People saw that, and then my value as a interviewee went up. And then they started offering me money and then saying how much to be on. I was like, oh shit, you get paid for that shit? I thought them shits was free. Like, no, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Come on. So, real life street stars, I sat out with them and that was crazy, but it was great though. And then, obviously, on and on. And then it led to, I think, the best platform other than yours was Art of Dialogue, because I think their algorithm is the best for some reason, because everybody's been calling me nonstop since I did this thing last weekend. But anyway, so my issue with Vlad was after we finished that first interview, he had an idea. Now, here's the thing. This is kind of how beefs start and like misunderstandings. He didn't find anything wrong with what he was asking of me because he asked someone else and they agreed. What he asked me to do was to come back on for a part 2, but he wanted me to be in character as Sweet Pea from Baby Boy for the whole interview. I laughed because I thought, first of all, that's hilarious, because fuck no. Like, why would I do that? Like, it would belittle the role. It would belittle John. It would belittle the work. It would make me look clownish and buffoonish. And I don't do that. If you follow my career, why would I do that? This is good. But Stupid of you to ask. But I took it as a joke and ignored it. And then he came back again and asked again, and then got at my people. And I said, yo, he's trying to get you back on. You know this? And I said, yeah, he wants me to be in character, but like, no one's doing that. And he said, yeah, this other guy did. And he showed me the other guy doing it. And I was like, oh, good for him. What the fuck? I'm not a peer pressure guy. I'm not a they're doing it, let's do it guy. I never have been. So I'm like, okay, again, respectfully, no. But it kept coming up to the point where it started to piss me off now. Now I'm like, someone asked me again, what about Vlad? I was like, fuck that idiot. Because that was a dumb thing to think I would do just because you know someone else did it. And now you're putting me in the box of this other guy, which is the main reason why I wouldn't do that shit. Because I'm not like everybody else. And that's that. And I must have said that on someone's platform, I guess. Because to me, this is the first time we talked about this. I've been interviewed saying this, but I guess someone said something about Vlad. And I said, all right, this is what. Because when he brought it up with Aries, he was really intent. Oh, I said, fuck me. What do you think about that? Da, 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 da. And I was like, did he really? Nah, I don't remember saying that out loud, but now that you put it out there, motherfucker, then so be it. But I thought it was extremely petty of him trying to, incite beef and bring up and trying to rile up Aries Spears to be mad at Omar Gooding over something that I did to Vlad, whoever the fuck he is, and that's, they I don't use the words much, the culture vultures and all that type of shit, because, everyone's got their hustle. If it works, it works, for him, not to try to defend the motherfucker, because again, I just thought the shit was dumb. We had our whatever. And then he took it to another level. So now I do kind of have a little edge against him. But, if he's like, well, this guy did it, why won't this guy do it? Look, he's not going to do it. Leave it at that. Don't keep trying to start shit about it. You know what I mean? So I would advise him to just let that go.
All right, so I don't have a problem with, I guess how he feels about how Vlad is discussing him with Aries Spears. I don't really have a problem with that, and I really don't even have a problem with him feeling he doesn't feel comfortable dressing up, right? No matter what his reasoning is, right? You want to dress up, brother? That's your prerogative, right? It's not like he's like, I'm not gonna, whatever. Putting a gun to your head to make you do it. You know what I'm saying? So, if you don't want to dress up, it's not a big deal to me. So, my problem is when, shouts out to Panda Chop News for this interview, when the interviewer, he says, now, had it been a black man that asked you to dress up as Pinky, do you think that you would have took it differently? And honestly, I was shocked. I was shocked by his answer. But then upon further thought, I really, really wasn't that shocked.
Let me ask you this though, right? Because I think that the interview you did with him was the best interview that you've had as far as covering your life, your overall story, right? I think he did a great job at that. And Vlad is the godfather of the YouTube interview and the hip hop space and everything. So I really respect what he did with you as far as that goes.
Yeah.
I'm asking, how much do you think that the race factor goes into how you perceived that ask from him? If Vlad was black and he asked you, yo, what about you be Sweet Pea in character and do the interview? Do you think that you would have taken it differently?
You know what I like about that question from you is it's a good question, and it's your and I know exactly what you're getting at, and I like how you asked it. And to be completely honest, the race factor plays into it, because I would have said, if it was a black guy, no, nigga. What? But because it's Vlad, I went, are you crazy? You understand me? And I would have made the brother feel bad about asking it, because I would have been like, what the fuck? Really, nigga? That's it? I want to be known for one role, and I'm going to just be clown, and everyone knows you from Sweet Pea. Now let's do a whole interview with Sweet Pea. Wouldn't that be funny, nigga? Ha ha, let's dance. No, what about, nigga, who told you to ask? I would have went at him so tough, he would have felt bad, and I wouldn't have felt bad about making him feel bad.
So, I was shocked by his answer, because, when somebody asks a question like that, you think in your head, like, what would you do? How would you respond? So for a second, I was thinking about how I would respond, right? And how I would feel. And like, nah, if I'm ignoring Vlad and leaving him on red when he asked me this, right? I'm ignoring the black man when he asked me this, because if I feel like it's just not worth a response, it's just not worth a response. Who's asking me the stupid question doesn't really carry any weight to me, right? But he was like, no, I would spaz on a black man for, and I think that is crazy. And upon further thought, it's not that crazy though, because as black people, we're institutionalized to hold black people or hold white people to a higher regard. You get in trouble for saying certain things to this person, or saying certain things to this man's woman, or whatever, just comes with a higher consequence. But for me personally, I was always raised, disrespect is disrespect no matter who it comes from. Period. I'm crashing about disrespect, period. I'm crashing. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're black. I'm crashing. That's why I didn't do good in the military, because so the guys in my division, right? All of them were black, except for the guys in leadership, right? So all of my guys, my compadres, right? They used to be like, "V's, you have to chill," and I'd be like, no, what's wrong with you motherfuckers? What is wrong with y'all? You just gonna let these people, you're just, so I'm supposed to let you disrespect me, and I'm supposed to let these guys do, no, nobody's disrespecting me. You eat a dick, you eat a dick. That's how I'm carrying it. So when I have to remind myself, right? Like, that's not a normal black guy thing. Right? Like, most black people, like, and I don't even think it's a conscious thing. They just hold white people to a higher regard, or just they think about the consequences in a more heavier fashion. Like, no, if I do something, if I assault a white man, I'm going to jail. If I assault a black man, I'm going to jail. Now, well, is there less chance that a black man call the police on me? Probably, right? Probably. But does that mean that the consequences aren't the same? No. So for me, like, I don't know. You guys put it in the comments. What do you guys think about this? Like his take on this. Do you guys think it's okay that he felt like it was okay to crash on another black man in a way that he wouldn't on a white man? Do you guys think that I'm tripping? Or do you guys think that, like, institutionally we just need to reprogram ourselves to just, like, disrespect is disrespect, respect is respect, and love is love, and it doesn't matter who or where it comes from. My name's the Alaskan Passion, Tim VC. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on June 27th. That is a Saturday, on my next show. Please pop out. Please, please, please. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out.